Okay, Torah Or, Parshas Vayigash, page 88, closer to the top of the page. Okay, now the Maimon started. Yosef gathered the three treasures. One Kerech got, one Antonina's got, one is also Lover Tzadikim. So he says, Or Zorol Tzadik. The light of Torah was planted in the light of the world that you can see from one end to the next was planted in Torah. So the Alter Rebbe says, what does this mean? So there's two levels of Ava. There's a level of Ava that comes from his beingness. You meditate into the greatness of Hashem that creates a stimulation of love. That love is a created form of a love. Then you have a hidden level of love, which every Jew has instinctively, naturally, just because they're born a Jew. And he says that's the level of Nichnas Yayin Yotza Sod. He said Sod is the Ava Mitzvah, the secret, meaning the hidden love. And that is revealed through Yena Shel Torah, Nichnas Yayin Yotza Sod. Okay, that's where basically we're up to now. And he says this hidden love is much greater than the revealed love. We'll start 4 lines from the top of the page. Like it says in Tanya, this hidden love, when a person reveals it from the hidden nature to the revealed nature, it's called Ava Rabba, which is much greater than Avas Elam, Shebechinas is beingness, that comes from his beingness. In other words, like this, we find a davening, you have Ava Rabba, and you have Avas Elam. So Chassidus explains what's the difference. Avas Elam means a love that comes from meditating in world. Magadlo Masach Hashem, Marabba Masach Hashem, you start meditating in worldly things. Ava Rabba is a level that comes from, which is much greater. So this Ava, like it says in Tanya, the Ava Mesuteres, when a Jew reveals it, not a meditational type of love that creates a new love, which is again, is limited, like we learned yesterday, is limited based on your intellect. If intellect creates love, so the love is limited based on the level of intellect. But this Ava Rabba comes from the essence of the Jew, so when that level is revealed, it's a much greater level of Ava.
True love and
this level of Yosef et Tzadik. Ava Rabba is a level of Ava Rabba, Hamasoteres, which is concealed. Sheyesh b'chol nefesh mi Yisrael, that every single Jew has. Shosha gavaya made naila. Okay, it's an infinitely greater level. That's why Yosef is the level of Yesod. We know Yosef is called Tzadik Yesod Elam. Okay, so we know Avram is Chesed, Yitzchak is Gvura, Yaakov is Teferes, in the 7 Ushpisa. So Yosef is the level of Tzadik Yesod Elyon. Now what is Yesod? Yud Sod. So it's the level of secret. This is what it means. Hashem planted this light for tzaddikim. In other words, there's a hidden light and there's a revealed light. So that to explain means the hidden love and the revealed love.
what do you mean by
This earlier love. That he hid for the tzaddikim, and this light that you're able to see from one end of the world to the next is Ava Rabba, which is Maila Man Mechinas Avas Elam, which is also called Or. What
is Yud Sod?
Yud Sod is a level of Chochmah coming down into the level of Sod. Ki Or Bechinas Chesed, right? Because Or, like again, the 7 days of creation correspond with the 7 middays, right? First day is Chesed, second day is Gvura. What did Hashem create the first day? Light. Because Chesed is light. Or is Chesed. Second day was Gevura. Separation, discrepancy, fighting.
The same way is future, Yitzhak is future.
It could mean a lot of things. It could mean the way that it reveals the sword eventually. It could mean a lot of things. V'yash Chesed Eilam. There's a level of Chesed Eilam. That comes from Seichel, but that's the lower level of Or. Or Kadmo that Hashem hid, that's the hidden love that a Jew possesses, which is much, much greater than the revealed level of Or. Ava Or Kadmor B'chinas Ava Rabba Shalamayla Miyaseichel. V'nilkas, and it comes in the level of Rav Chesed or Chasti Mi'itchol Yomish.
Why is it great, Rabbi?
Because it comes from the essence of the neshama. It's unlimited. It's not limited by seichel. Ala shagon to la tzadikim, and the level of Yosef Tzadik Elyon, the level of Yosef at Tzadik, umimen and nizir b'cholechem Yisrael, and from there becomes planted through Yosef, becomes planted into every single Jew. The Ava now, this Ava, right? This unnatural instinctive Ava. Shima Sutared B'chinas Gniza V'Sod V'Helim, which is basically hidden. So what happens? Nichnas Yayin Yotza Sod. What?
The Sutared was from Abraham.
Yes, but it goes through Yosef. Nei Katsein Yosef. The Jewish people are called Tsein Yosef. Because Yosef is the Mashpia. What is Yesod? Yesod is the Memutza between the higher 6 levels and the way it comes into Malchus, and through Malchus into lower. So yes, it's Avram Yerusha from the office, but the one that brings it down into a practical level is Yosef. Now we can also understand what it says in the Zayir Truma. Hayar Zara Le'Kodesh B'Chu begins that Nuye. He hid it in the hidden places of Gan Eden. Aidei Hay Tzadik, through this Tzadik. The Iu Ganina, the Ginsa, which is the gardener of the garden. He took this Or, and he planted it. Zriya Dikshet, a real Kshet is Emes, a real Zriya, Ubagalus, a Gansa Le'ola Beganon. But in Golus, it don't have this revealed level. Okay? He says in this, Vahi Or, and then the Zohar continues, that this Or, the Iyu Zerua Todir, which is constantly planted, of it even in Minei Migamazrak Gan Misa. So he's going to say now this is what the Zohar says. Now, Pirush, what does it mean? Gan says, Amshochas Akav Achut, Mimalchus Da Insof, Shoreshas Akav, Atzayume. That's all the level of Gens. Okay. After Tzimtzum Arishan, like remember we learned, at the beginning Eitz Chaim says there was no room, because the infinite revelation of Hashem was revealed, there was no room for world. So Hashem had to make Tzimtzum Arishan removal. Not that it didn't exist, he just didn't reveal it. Then he revealed the Kavachut. Kavachut means a line, a limited line of this infinite revelation of Elokus. Now comes into a level of Kavachut. It goes all the way down to Malchus. It's the revelation of Elokus. So that level of Elokus was hidden. Siluk, Tzimtzum Arishan. And now he revealed that until the... That's all called Ginsa Shebechins Malchus. What? No. No. Shivra Kelim is afterwards. Teo is after the Tzimtzum Arishan. Between me and you, it doesn't matter and who cares. But the fact is, Tehu is after Tzimtzum Arishan. There's a Kodim, Brudim, there's Tehu, Tekun. But before Tzimtzum Arishan, there was no Shvir Kelim. Ukmayim Razal, like the Gemara says, Ma Hagan, just like a garden. Tzarech la'adar or lahashkisul l'zamer. Just like a garden, you need to plow, you need to prune, you need to work on it. Which is Avedis Abirurim, Shezen Nasai, the Yosef at Tzadik. Avedis Abirurim comes to Yosef at Tzadik. In other words, who hid those 3 treasures? Yosef at Tzadik. All the money he hid. Right? There are different levels of Avim. So he says, this level is Yosef at Tzadik that works the Oretz. Vine, K'mei b'Oretz HaGashmis. Just like in the physical earth. Yesh beis b'minei tzmicha. There's two types of planting. You plant tvua that nizroim midei shana ve'elim etzemchim. There's certain plants you need to plant every year. Okay, they doesn't talk about it here, but you have trees, right? You don't plant it every year. You plant the tree and eventually the tree produces. But like grains, you need to plant every single year. And then you have the svichim, not the weeds, but things that just grow themselves. Because what happens is, when things grow, the wind comes and blows it, and some of the grains fall into the ground and they start growing by themselves. You didn't do anything to them. So there's certain things, again, that means the tzaddik, Yosef, is the light that's planting. So Yosef is the tzmicha. Now there's two types of tzmicha. Tzmicha that grows by itself, and tzmicha that you have to plant every year. Even though it's called the things that grow by themselves in the ground. But the primary existence of most things that grow is from the svichim. So just like there's audits down here, there's audits up there. Right? Audits shalamayla. So that's called ginsa, which is called gan, is beis bechinas madre hainu. Bechinas hamshachas and nimshachas bechinas zriya. There's revelations of Elokus from above that have to be planted. And there's revelations of Elokus that come by themselves. Just like down here, there's certain things you have to plant to make it happen. Certain things happen by themselves. So in the earthly land up there, you know, there's Yerushalayim down here, there's Yerushalayim up there. There's a base of Mikdash down here, there's Eretz down here, then there's Eretz Elyoina. Right? So just like there's certain things that you have to plant, certain things grow by themselves. What already was planted. In other words, our avodah down here plants the seeds up there. So we constantly have to plant. In other words, this explains, like for instance, I put on tefillin once, yeah? I elevated the tefillin stuff. Why do I have to do it every day? Well, I gotta do it once and it's done. Every day I have to put on tefillin. And it's interesting. Certain mitzvahs you have to do daily. Certain mitzvahs you have to do hourly, like learning Torah. There's certain mitzvahs you do weekly, like Shabbos. There's certain mitzvahs you do monthly, like Rosh Chodesh. There's certain mitzvahs you do yearly. Like Lulav and Esrik and Matzah and Sukkah, you do once a year. And that Kedusha that you created lasts for the year. You don't have to keep bringing down the Kedusha of Lulav and Esrik every day of the year. It's just biblically the first day of Sukkot. It's good for the year. Then you have mitzvahs like Shemitah that are good for 7 years. Then you have Yovel mitzvahs that are good once every 50 years. That means the Kedusha that's accomplished through Yovel lasts for 50 years. Shemitah lasts for 7 years. Certain mitzvahs last yearly, monthly, weekly, daily, hourly.
So forever. For Milah.
Yeah, like, you're right. Like Bris Milah that's it, one-time deal. So you have mitzvahs, and it's interesting. Why this Kedusha do you have to do daily? 6 days a week. And certain mitzvahs once a year is enough. Well, like the mitzvah in the Beis Hamikdash, Karbanos of Rosh Chodesh, right? We're done once a month, and that was good for the month. Huh?
The bracha, you say bracha b'rikat chama every
28 years. Right, that's what I'm saying. That's not a mitzvah, that's a bracha midrabanan. It's a mitzvah midrabanan, but I'm saying it's... We don't say, by the way, Berachas HaChama and Berachas HaChedesh, when you do Kiddush Levana, the bracha is not a Sheket Shana B'Mitzvah Tzivanu.
But Brit Milah.
No. A Sheket Shana B'Mitzvah Tzivanu Alamila. And it's a one-time deal, Or last forever.
Right.
No.
It's the same thing. Baruch Atah Hashem. Same thing with tefillin. It's Baruch Atah Hashem.
Yeah, but you're not saying over there Shekhet Shalom.
For Brit Milah as opposed to tefillin.
Over there it's a different Kedusha you're bringing down. One lasts monthly, daily, hourly, yearly, Shemitah, whatever. Think about it. Why are there certain mitzvahs that once a year is enough to do it, and one mitzvah, every day we got to do it?
The beginning of the bracha is the same, the end changes.
Correct. But I'm just saying, in that Asher Kitshanu b'mitzvaysav, there's certain mitzvahs that the Kedusha is done once a year because that Kedusha of lulav and esrog or shofar or matzah, whatever it is, lasts for the year.
Yes.
Certain mitzvahs, it lasts for the day. Yesterday's tefillin is not good for today, but yesterday's lulav was good for today. I mean, Sukkot is lulav. There's different levels of Kedusha coming down in different forms. But here now, the Rebbe is saying there's Kedusha up there, just like there's others down here. You have certain things that you have to plant every year, certain things grow by themselves. There's certain in the Eretz Al that needs to be cultivated. There's certain things that need to be cultivated constantly. And there's certain things like Svichim up there that come by themselves. They're the leftover residue, what you planted and did before.
You don't create Kedusha.
Huh?
You can't create Kedusha.
We create Kedusha. 1 minute. When we do a mitzvah, we bring down Kedusha.
You bring it down, you don't create it.
Create it, you're right. Create in this sense means revealing it down here that wasn't there before. If somebody creates a new invention, did they create it?
You could say that they create it.
But Shlomo Melech says, "Ein kol chodesh tachas hashemesh." There's nothing new under the sun. Now, when they had internet or microwaves or any of these things, it all existed before, right? Before airplanes were for the Wright brothers or the Left brothers, whatever. Before they created airplane, yeah, they didn't create a new concept. The concept of air pressure that can through weather can keep a plane up in the air, they didn't create that. Hashem created at the beginning of creation. It wasn't revealed until a certain time in history because Hashem didn't want that aspect to be revealed until a certain time. They say, I don't know if it's, Shlomo Melech had a flying carpet. What does that mean? Shlomo Melech had a concept like an airplane.
Air Force One.
Air Force One, yeah. I don't think it was that elaborate, but anyway.
You never make them.
Huh?
You never make them.
What?
You never make them.
Who?
Swallow them. You have a concept of flying.
No, it says somewhere he had a flying carpet. I don't know.
Carpet.
Flying carpet. When it says in Daniel about Mashiach's coming, one pasuk says, not in Daniel, one pasuk says, Ani rechav ala chamar. It's a poor man. Another place says, Aru imanan shmaya. He's going to fly on the clouds. Yeah? On the clouds of the heaven. Who says that doesn't mean an airplane? Anan, what should Torah say? Anan, airplane. Anan shmaya means something flying in the sky.
But bring it back to us on the wings
Of an airplane. They'll call the airline Nesher. Nesher Airline. A confident Yosef. No, I'm just saying. So, when a Jew, well, coming back to answer your question, when a Jew does a mitzvah, they reveal Kedusha that wasn't revealed. In a certain extent, that is called creativity. To a certain extent, like you said, he created an airplane. To a certain extent. Yeah, it's not real creation, because the Kedusha is there, but it wasn't revealed. We revealed. So the truth is, we did create a revelation of Kedusha that existed before. We didn't create the Kedusha. We created, though, the revelation of the Kedusha. So I'm saying, in a certain respect, that's a certain level of creation. Because it wasn't there before, and now it's here. Again, creativity is a broad word. It can mean a lot of things. So he says, even though the stuff that grow by themselves is not a nuam shacha. It was already existed in the concealment of the earth. Nevertheless, it comes from a higher level, which is a higher source. Like it says, the hidden love, when it becomes gilui, even though it's not a new creation like ava that comes from his baininess. So over there, the meditation is creating the ava, but im kozeh shosha gaver yais, it's even higher. Is gili ava mesuteres, and the revelation of this hidden love is the svichen, is the things that grow by themselves. Shorts meitzia, shetzamcha mi'atzim, that grows by itself. Umegame is dra'ainu, and it comes by itself, meaning from this love that was already planted there, which was hidden, and now it becomes revealed. What is svichim? Svichim basically means it's not something you're doing now to reveal it. It was hidden in the ground, and now it's coming up. So it's a revelation of something hidden. That's the level of, there's Ava Nodam, even in Shochim is Ava Elam, which is like the Zriya that you plant now. It's a new planting. It's a new meditation that creates a new level of Ava. V'chol Zriya Ava Selu. All of these, whether it's the revealed Ava or the concealed Ava that's revealed, is all the love of Yosef HaTzadik, which is called Ganen or the Ginsa, the gardener of the garden. Shenim Shulch B'chinas Malchus. Hanikra Ginsa that comes from the level of Malchus, which is Makan Neshamas Yisrael. And that again was the uniqueness of the Yosef over the brothers. Because Yosef was able to be in Mitzrayim and still plant over there the seeds of Kedusha. The brothers couldn't do that. The brothers were shepherds because they didn't have, and that's really like we discussed last night in the class. When Yaakov didn't believe that Yosef was alive, it wasn't a physical non-believing that he wasn't alive. The pasuk says, the brothers told him, Yosef chai, v'chihu meishel b'chol eretz Mitzrayim. Yosef's alive and he's a ruler in Egypt. This week's Pasha, right? He didn't believe them. So Chassidus explains, what do you mean he didn't believe them? All of a sudden he saw the wagons, he believed. But Yaakov couldn't understand that Yosef should be chai, the Yosef, not dead Yosef, Kedusha Yosef. And in rolling Egypt, it's a contradiction of terms. Because even Yaakov couldn't do it. That's the uniqueness of Yosef HaTzadik. Because Yosef was able to be Moshe B'chol Eretz Mitzrayim, and yet, Yosef Chai. You could still have the Kedusha of Yosef. And Yaakov didn't believe it. Then when he told him, he remembered what he learned, and that whole thing. So then Yaakov, you realized, yes, this is the Kedusha of Yaakov, of Yosef, but Chiruach Yaakov Avim. Then Yaakov became excited. The Shekhinah came back. Why? Because he realized that it's possible on Yosef's neshama, and therefore this was a greater ability than the Shvatim had. The Shvatim couldn't elevate Mitzrayim. In fact, Mitzrayim would hurt them.
Only Yosef.
Like we were discussing last night. That's why people lock themselves up in a ghetto, because they don't want the outward world affecting their Yiddishkeit. That's why the brothers were shepherds. Yosef, on the other hand, is the ability to go out into the world and be Makar just to Yiddishkeit.